point, we have loaded a sample to do an elevated measurement, and we're going to do a V33. So we need to check to be sure that the V33 is selected here for the mode in our run setup, and we will select elevated measurement sequence. On the left portion of the screen, it's going to tell us that this is our enhanced or standard sequence. The hold time is 300 seconds, and that the temperature can vary by 7 degrees C. If I click on advanced, we can see that what is being called on this machine is the standard sequence, and this is the list of the temperatures that it goes through. So we will go back to the run setup screen, and once that's selected, we will click done, and the sample is sandwiched between the transducers. We're going to need to increase our gain here to get a waveform. This is a compressional measurement, and the rule of thumb here is it's the very first peak. So we will move our cursors and select the very first peak, and notice that the gain, because we're going through the buffer rods, the gain is going to be higher. Right now I've got about 24 dB selected, and if I click on Start Run, I will select ambient. This is the measurement, the V33 at ambient, which we're going to normalize to, and I will click on Add, and then OK. And the prompt at the bottom of the screen is going to tell us to apply 380 newtons. And this is the V33, and once the load is applied, then all we need to do is to click accept, and that will start the elevated temperature run. Once we've completed our elevated compressional measurements, we will set up to do a shear wave elevated with the same sample as we did the V33. We will do a V32 measurement. The only difference now is we'll change the mode to V32, and we're going to do the same sequence. So we'll click on Done, and previously we had looked to see what the transit time for a V32 was, and it was about 8 microseconds, and for our buffer rods they're 26, so we're going to be selecting a trough. It could also be a peak, but somewhere around 34 microseconds will be our measurement point. So in the corrected transit time, you can see that I've selected a trough at 34 microseconds. On the right side of the screen, this is just another reminder that the current measurement that it's on is an elevated V32 measurement. We would click Start Run, again select Ambient, Add, OK, and apply 380 newtons of load to our sample, and click Accept to start the elevated temperature run. All right, now that we've completed our elevated temperature runs, we want to recreate our Excel file. So we would click on the data button and select the sample that we want to create the Excel file for. And I've done that with this, and so that we can, after 3 samples have been measured, we should have a different worksheet for each one. We should have the load dependent measurement, the ambient measurement, an elevated measurement, this is the V32, and a V33 measurement. And then with this Excel sheet, we can remove any of the runs that didn't go well and be ready to use our enhanced procedure to process the file.
Go.
In addition to the numerical data on the Excel sheet, there are also graphs of the the elevated, so that we've got for the C55, we have C55 as a function of temperature. The red line is the signal loss as it was being measured, and we also have the C33 as a function of temperature and also the signal loss. All right, so before we finish up here, I just want to show you under advanced where the UT settings, where you would see the buffer rod transit time. For this machine, it's about 26 microseconds for the shear. And when you are totally finished, always just use the exit button here, never use the X in the corner.